Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy Skywalker OG coming at you with some more Rise of Kingdoms action, and of course, we are back at you with another KVK coming in hot with 307 going into their KVK. We are already started. We have our pass opening, I believe, next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. Might be on Thursday. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday though. Well, we are in a 3 versus 1 KVK system. We are going to be trying to take on everybody, and I love it. I'm excited. I am ready for it. This is what I wanted last KVK for 307. Obviously, I am not a part of the leadership, but that is the best part for this KVK. As you guys seen, I wasn't able to stream a lot of the last KVK, or I didn't. I got sick at the end of it, and also, you know, we were leading a lot of the beginning of the war, so we could not, or I didn't feel comfortable streaming all that stuff. So I don't have to lead here. So we are gonna definitely do some streams here. All I need to do is put on like a little 5-minute delay so Matt and those guys don't get really upset with me. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get on into what this video was going to answer, and that is why I only run one troop type on this 307 account. So there's a few reasons why, and let's go ahead and break it down and start going into it. Let's start off with these civilizations. Obviously, we know that there are many civilizations in this game, but once you break it down per troop type or to one troop type, then it limits the civs a lot easier, making the choices a lot easier. But you do have Ottoman and Viking that can be argued for any of the troop types. Honestly, that counterattack damage is very nice, or that 5% skill damage is very nice. But for me personally, I like the Germany for that training speed that I'm going to get. The 10% AP recovery plus that 5% cav attack. Cavs do pretty well with attack. We already know that they have a crap ton of attacks, so we would like a little bit more defense or health. So we could go with the Byzantium that gives us a little bit of health, but then it's just stone gathering speed, which is amazing since I'm only running Cavs and a hospital cap, which is also pretty decent. This is not a bad civ. I did think of this one pretty heavily over going over Germany, but I personally think the training speed heavily outweighs the other two buffs in my personal opinion. I don't really have too much of a problem with stone yet, and I haven't had a problem with it, so until I see that issue, I'm not going to be really switching from Germany to Byzantium, but that is a pretty good civ if you are only going Cavs. But anyways, the basic over-under of this is it makes it easier for me to make my choices. As you just seen, the only argument I realistically have right now, because I'm running a Cav civ, is do I want to run Germany or do I want to run Byzantium? That's it. You know, that's my only argument with myself. Many other people have to look at all of the civs. They have to figure out what they really want. And of course, we apparently just started the event over here in SN. I'm just chilling over here for ARC. I've already done my Silky so I can't participate anyways, and I'm not worried about it. So that's why we're not in there. I'm only here for the ARC. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue on. We're going to our city skins. Whenever we are looking at our city skins, obviously if I'm using a legendary city skin, I'm going to get a double debuff. So I'm going to get a debuff from infantry, I'm going to get a debuff for archers, at least for this city skin. Now some of them have like a debuff for march speed or whatever, and then a debuff for one troop type, but you're always going to get that one troop type debuff up to 2 troop types depending on if it's a legendary or epic skin. For me, I don't have to worry about that. I take that completely out. All I have to worry about is the plus bonus, and for me that's a huge deal because every single time we go out to fight, we check our drill masters, we check everything. We check things that only give us a 2 or 3% little buff, and then we go out and run and grab a rune. Why would I do all of these things just to march out of my city already coming out with a negative 5% infantry health or a negative 5% archer attack? And it doesn't even matter, even if I switch my skin to use this one for the archers and I'm using calves, then I get a negative cav health and get a negative cav defense. Any of them you're using, you're going to get some kind of negative effect for that march. So I'm not going to use that march. To me, I'm not going to use it, because I do not want to walk out debuffing myself already or taking a debuff, taking a negative buff on myself. I just don't see the point of that. So to me, that's a huge benefit of running one troop type. You can run two troop types and miss this if you are running an epic skin or a certain legendary. I believe there is certain legendaries that do. I'd have to check. I don't really want to look through all these, but I believe there is a few legendaries that do, like some kind of neutral BS or something. Yeah, here you go. Island Fortress. It only gives a negative cap attack. So you're only going to get a negative cap attack. So you can still use two different troop types and you'll get a negative cap attack. Here again, negative archer, health. Everything else good. See? So there are a few legendary skins that are only going to give you a negative for one troop type. But other than those, you're going to get a negative for two troop types. And the legendary skins obviously give you the highest buff. So you're going to want to use a legendary skin. And if you're running 3 troops, you're going to get a negative debuff on one of your matches. So that's a big downfall for the multiple troop types, in my personal opinion. And you will see that result on the open field. Sorry, just trying to do all the dailies as we're going through this. Jeez. Alright, and then let's go into troops themselves. Whenever I'm running on the open field, I'm able to sustain a lot longer than a lot of players because they're spreading out their speed ups, they're spreading out their boosts, they're pumping out marches during their events spread out through all of their troop types, which to me is negative. It's a bad thing because I'm pumping them all into, as you see up here, nothing but caps. Nothing but calves get pumped out with my speed ups. I obviously train their other units, but nothing but calves get pumped out with my boosts, which means that I have a lot of cavalry units to be able to use and throw out on the field. I don't have to worry about healing all these other units. I'll probably have to do a little bit because I'm sure somebody's going to swarm a rally, something to that effect. But for the most part, all I have to do is worry about healing my cavalry units, retraining my cavalry units. So yeah, I mean, all of my boost and investment goes to calves. So I'm going to have a lot more in sustain on the field a lot longer than somebody that's spreading out. As you may have noticed from your fightings, if you fight heavily in KVKs, when you go down to very few marches and you're spread out across the board, then you're starting to use mixed troops. Well, once I go down to very few marches, then I'm still pretty much, very few. It's nothing but calves. So my very few is still a solid march as opposed to a mixed troop, busted march. So to me, that's another benefit. And then whenever we are going into our commanders, we all know, especially with seeing this new archer pair coming down the pipeline right after Pakal just got released, which seems like 2 weeks ago or so. I mean, god dog, like literally the last MGE cycle, and now we got an archer set coming up. So we obviously know Lilith is not going to slow down. They are, let's go ahead and move just a hair over. They are just going to keep pumping out these commanders. They have there's no end in sight in how many commanders that Lilith is about to pump out into this game. So for me personally, it is amazing and so much easier, so much more simple. Every time I have to look at it, whenever I look at my 916 accounts, I just scratch my head and I'm like, all right, what commander am I going to invest in? Who am I doing? And to me, going onto this 307 account is such a relief, not just because obviously I'm not a leader and I don't have to worry about none of that stuff, but so much, and because of the fact I don't have to worry about my gear, I don't have to worry about my commanders, everything's so simple. All I have to do is go, what cav commander do I not have expertise today? Oh, Genghis, okay, that's my daily chest, and Chandra. So let's put all of our gold heads into Chandra. That's it. I mean, my scope isn't like we have all these commanders. My scope is literally we have Chandra, we have XY, we have all these calves. That's it. So that's all I have to worry about. It's so much less stress in this game when you don't have to, when you're not spreading your scope or your spectrum to looking at all of these other commanders, trying to figure out which one you are trying to do next. Obviously, if you are a rally leader or garrison player, you cannot do this. This is not the kind of account that you can build up. You're not going to have that versatility. I mean, you're gonna have one really solid March, but if you're that big whale that's spinning, that maxing out your tech, that has that really good gear, you should have that versatility, because there is no such thing at the moment as one rally beats all. So, you know, that's kind of gonna be a really big downfall if you're trying to be that player and go one troop type. But if you're trying to be just an open field player, one troop type is amazing, 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 amazing. I love it. It is my favorite account, even though it is my newest account, and that is specifically the reason why. Just because it's all cav, it makes everything so much easier. It even goes to whenever I'm going to gear. All I do every single day, come on, log in, make nothing but leather. Reason being, cav gear needs majority nothing but leather. We need 60 leather. We need 15 of everything else. So even putting these together is only half of the leather that I need. So I can get these materials, which I've already gotten, just from our events, just from, you know, gym events, or if you're not a spender, from daily events such as what is it, Shadow Legion, Kerouac, or not Kerouac, but Ceroli, I believe, gives you some. There's quite a few events that do give you the materials, and you'll be able to get your materials, your other materials, that way, and just pump out nothing but leather. And again, that just makes it so much more simple, because you have a lot of players that are spending lots of times trying to calculate what kind of gear or how much materials this day, or how many days they need to make this certain material. That way they can get X amount, so then they can start on the next material to be able to make this set of gear. All I gotta do is worry about making leather, so I know everything else is in my bag. The stone, the ebony is in my bag. All I have to do is keep pumping out leather. Once I get enough leather, I know I can make the gear just like that, because the leather is the hardest to obtain, because that is the bulk of every single cav item. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much all the major reasons why I run calves, or why I run one troop type. Honestly, I personally would have done archers if there wouldn't have been so much of a cheaper route for calves. I would have probably done archers, because archers are amazing, and what's coming down the pipe, like the gear for archers are amazing, and what's coming down the pipeline with their commander pairings is just crazy. I believe the new commanders are going to be insane, but I don't like doing videos on them, because at the moment it is still just rumors. It is, obviously we have screenshots, we have really good info, it's all solid, I would say solid rumors, but none of it's proven fact, none of it's like been released by Lilith, I guess you would say. So I don't want to give out anything false. So anyways, guys, oh yeah, by the way, screw the new refinement system, I hate it. We'll do a video on that as well. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. We will be streaming this 3 versus 1 KVK, because again, we are not doing any leadership, which is amazing. And we will do like a 5-minute delay, something like that. That way Matt doesn't bust our ace. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it makes sense to you now why I'm running one troop type on this account. And until next time, peace out.